Medical cannabis child care, children care. Medical cannabis growing. Use of medical cannabis requires us to access the pediatric field. This article reviews the use of marijuana fell in children, the hitronot, and shortcomings concerning. By definition of the Israeli Ministry of Health for medical use of cannabis, children do not find the rule. Children as adults can get sick, God forbid. Dances such as cancer, inflammatory diseases, pain, and gastrointestinal diseases and other neurological diseases. So does the belonging that children will be among patients on the drug that was found to benefit the diseases listed above and any more than that. Israel's health ministry recognizes that science has discovered about the qualities of medical cannabis and notes in an article published under a research team appointed by the qualities of the plant and how it enhances the immune system. Resolution observation of molecular components that take part in the activities of 460 active ingredients identified yet in the cannabis plant. The Ministry of Health also sees situations gray which can prescribe medical marijuana, which has no clear scientific evidence for the use of the drug. Medical cannabis child care. The Ministry of Health also notes that it allows a list of cannabis as a remedy for various diseases in children. Flutter, a group of children between the ages of 10 to 14. The Ministry of Health received recommendation of the committee set up a body association of physicians trestles giving medical marijuana to treat serious illnesses in children, in order to prevent improper use due to lack of knowledge of the subject and the physician with better knowledge of the risks according to the Ministry of Health. Phenomenon. www.ima.org.il web link naviskids.pdf. Medical cannabis child care. There are several areas of pediatric treatment where medical marijuana is common, for example, cystic fibrosis, autism, motor disorders, cancer kids and epilepsy. Under the children's cancer incoming types of cancers such as leukemia and those known as patients with adult medical marijuana. Marijuana as medicine for children is a provocative topic, often raised eyebrow. Old school doctors warn against the dangers of marijuana by children and counters the difficult and them as, lack of motivation, low cognitive functioning than their peers and increase the chance of experiencing a psychotic episode. Little research done in the field of cognitive effect that marijuana on a person's brain is growing and especially the growth of the brain. Despite the warnings of some doctors, parents of children who receive medical marijuana patients noted improvement especially in occasions of cancer and epilepsy. herb.co web link treated cannabis / medical cannabis child care, children care. Medical cannabis case study of famous world-renowned medical cannabis, the story of Sam and Ogleston, a child who suffered from seizures on 100 leading to the Rio and try many different treatments until they reached the medical cannabis. Sam patient bullets CBD, the active substance in cannabis known healing properties, especially in the nervous system. Epilepsy affects all age groups, but children considerable impact on cognitive development throughout childhood. There are several forms of epilepsy in childhood situations contracting only cease to exist after the child grows. Wikipedia definition. The active substance in cannabis type Si helps me quite a neural traffic by activating receptors in the body type CB1 and CB2. Balls of active material Si me quite be a remedy for many conditions in children such as cancer, epilepsy and other motor disorders because of the material's ability to simply improve their body movements. Sam's case, all epileptic attack reflected a loss of consciousness for about 20 seconds to half a minute and as often as every 3 to 6 minutes. This would have been impossible for Sam and his family fought the individual moments of relaxation due to the health condition of Sam needs the junction hearts are full. When one of the doctors suggested that parents of Sam the treatment of marijuana are many methods already gave up and agreed to try what the doctor had recommended. Sam's condition improved dramatically in a very short time and now Sam lived almost without valid right to medical cannabis. Read the story of Sam from his father, www.wired.com web link marijuana epilepsy / medical cannabis child care. In the field of leukemia and tumors, Crab et al. In children found doctors who cared for sick children following symptom. Children who received medical cannabis is usually a medicine that reduces the effects of chemotherapy and loss of appetite that comes with it. Found a blood count of the children helped by medical cannabis was better than those his. This finding led researchers to materials homboidim between the CIA and the virtue pretty impressive in helping the immune system and the blood system. Help is reflected by receptors triggers the CIA enough influence on the movement of nutrients and anti-cancerous and cancerous cells. Cancer cells found to be helpful die without having any effect on healthy cells in the body. In fact, researchers have found that the materials homboidim medical marijuana mark cancer cells and attack only them. Dr. Sanchez took part in the study indicated the medical use of cannabis priority unlike chemotherapy, which does not distinguish between cells and kills the cancer cells and normal cells in our bodies. herb.co web link treated cannabis / medical cannabis child care, blood cancer leukemia. Leukemia is a disease characterized by abnormal proliferation and increased blood cell in the bone marrow. The disease is divided into two main types, chronic leukemia and acute leukemia. Chronic leukemia mainly affects older people and is characterized by, among other things, at a slower rate. In contrast, acute leukemia occurs suddenly and untreated, evolving rapidly. Acute leukemia is also divided into two main groups. Acute myeloid leukemia AML is more common in adults and acute lymphocytic leukemia all more common in children. www.schneider.org.il web link 833 article ID 2368. More in 1990 was carried out in Israel study the capabilities of THC relief for children with leukemia. The study found that all the children who received medical marijuana to cope with the symptoms of chemotherapy showed a reduction in suffering from dizziness, vomiting and general pain, as well with none of the children enrolled in the study reciprocal awakening of content and behaviors triggered by a psychoactive substance, i.e. medical marijuana to help children with leukemia to deal with the difficult symptoms of the disease and treatment, and in addition there has been no deterioration in their mental health. herb.co web link treated cannabis / medical cannabis child care. Summary: we can examine the findings presented in this article support the treatment of children. Patients using marijuana cases are almost identical states of illness in adults. There are diseases like leukemia can heal them, and one way to survive the struggle is for increased quality of life, which will allow Israel and the world to a large number of children terrible diseases as epilepsy, cancer, and neurological diseases. Due to the great contribution to medical cannabis and immune system cell to many children enjoy in their dealings with terrible diseases, some of which even paralyzing the child's life completely. Thanks Cannabis medical has positive effects on the children's hospital is difficult to certain entities, due to the sensitivity of the subject and being political is difficult to study in the field, but also made some studies like the one presented. Examinee has not found a negative mental effect of cannabis on children treated with medical cannabis. This fact should be continued for research on larger populations and more diverse in order to determine conclusively that there is no risk to children. LSHTMS medical cannabis as a remedy for their pain, but new scientific findings in the area show that the selective effect, if any,